Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to the channel, I hope you're well. We are once again in Germany for the first time in a little while actually. And back in the really cool, very more sort of, probably change that to incredibly quirky Leonardo Mad Dog MD-82 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And this European air charter livery for the first time, which I'm sure Hergy and AGSim, if they're watching, are going to be mega hyped about. We're off to Burgas today in the beautiful Balkan state of Bulgaria, situated on the coast of the Black Sea and a very, very scenic part of the world. It's a flight that's going to take us a couple of hours. We've got passenger boarding in progress at the moment. We've got the bags being loaded on, and courtesy of AG Sim, we've got 3 copies of their brand new Burgas Airport scenery to give away throughout the duration of today's live stream. So 3 subscribers will be chosen with the usual sort of route for the giveaway. Here come the passengers now, coming down the ramp. So yeah, usual rules for the giveaway apply. Terms and conditions are in the description for today's live stream, of course, and by entering you agree to those terms and conditions and adhere to them at all times. All the usual sort of rules apply with that sort of stuff, including using the following the YouTube terms of service and community guidelines as well. As we mentioned before, you've got to be a subscriber to be able to take part in the giveaway. It will require you to answer one question live throughout the stream in the live chat, and then if you're drawn as a winner, you'll have 24 hours as of the end of the stream today to claim your prize. Otherwise, it may be reallocated in another way elsewhere. Badger, commentator, Chris, Jordan, Dursey2, welcome guys, and everyone else tuning in. Hope you're looking forward to today's live stream. We've got a lot to do. I tried to install the FTSim sound pack prior to starting the stream. It took me 30 minutes, and I'm obviously doing something wrong because it just wouldn't work. So we've gone back to the default sounds, which are fine anyway. What do you think, Aviation Masters? The answer is not yes. My goodness. Okay, so we're barely even scratched the surface into our pre-flight planning at the moment. We might as well take this data down because we do need it. So 0 fuel weight, it's 51,507. Well, that seems heavy. Takeoff weight, 61,851, and landing weight 55,563 is estimated. Fuel on board 10,707, and we've got 128 packs. Total cargo 2,200-ish, and we've got some fuel in the centre tank. So we'll put it back into here. Barrow, it's 1017, I think. Let's punch it into the live chat. We'll have a look at the meta. Joanna saying, is the MD-82 fun? It is, but it's quite tough to learn and fly. Mikhail, welcome buddy. Pilot Peely, living on a player. Hello, and Andy Finley, been with us for 11 months now. Thanks for the support. Hello to you too. There's the winds at Berlin. Some fairly choppy wind actually. Winds 140 at 14. Cav OK, 21 degrees. QNH 1015, and gusts reported as well. Temporarily 130 degrees at 15 knots, gusting 25. Delta Tango, welcome. So 0 fuel weight, 51.5, and fuel on board 10,707. $10.7. We'll go for A then. Reserves. That's going to be our FinRes plus alternate fuel in case we do have to divert today. And that's 3.3. This thing is thirsty. Cruising along at flight level 350. Just digging into my flight plan here. Yeah, 350. And we can pop in our average winds, 253. That's fine. Once we start taking off, that will soon allow us to go to 350 with fuel burn. 253 at 17. Average ISO deviation is -2 for the cruise. And the transition altitude here in Berlin, 5,000. It's already set. Happy days. We're expecting the ARSAP 1 Quebec departure today, but we'll be guided by whatever ATC give us. I got a message a little earlier on saying that he's gone for a little break. BKG Blueface, when's the next long call? Not sure. I'm not a massive fan of streaming long calls because it's particularly lengthy, the amount of time it takes, and there are little breaks that I can have. 12185.
5,000 feet, squawk 2010.
Left.
See Bradley, so I can't see that.
5,000. QNH10.
Only you can. It's the Volanta stream.
Squawking 2010. Could I get the departure again, please?
2542, no problem. Departure out of 07 right. ASAP 1 Quebec departure route.
ASAP 1 Quebec departure. Lufthansa 2542.
Really? Zero 07 left though. Should be the ARSAP 2 Bravo. Oh well, I don't know. Let's get our flight planning clearance then. Bravo 9 for the stance. QNH 1015. Berlin Grand Schuntag. Eurocharter 6132 MD-82 on stand. Bravo 09 QNH 1015. Request clearance to Burgas.
Eurocharter 6132 Berlin Apron. Good morning. Cleared to Burgas by the Gerga. Correction by the ASAP 1 Quebec departure route. Out of 07 right, climbed 5,000 feet, squawk 2002.
Cleared to Burgas by the ARSAP 1 Quebec departure, runway 07 right, initial climb 5,000 feet and squawk 2002 Eurocharter 6132.
Eurocharter 6132, reach break, correct, back. Eurocharter 793, monitor Uniform 122 estimate, have a good flight, bye bye.
So initial climb then, clearance was 5,000, we've got that, we can add that in now, we can scroll the wheel. So 5. Initially, runway heading 065. So if I pop the charts onto the screen, left hand side you can see that. On the right hand side 065.
Monitor Unicom 122.8, many thanks. Goodbye. Eurocharter 793.
150. Right, what else? So we'll go split screen.
Departure runway again, please.
So departure runway 07 right.
No problem. Departure runway 07 right. Departure
ARSAP 1 Quebec.
Okay, yes, 07 right.
Which is going to look like that for you guys as you kind of watch me battle this aeroplane. When we head into Burgas as well, we're expecting
ground, very good day, Osprey 124, stand Bravo 10,
LBBG.
Request clearance to Burgas, please.
Osprey 14, correction, Osprey 124, Berlin April, good morning.
Everybody's getting their clearance.
QNH 1015, startup approved, clear to Burgas, ASAP 1 Quebec departure, flight plan route, climb 5,000.
On average runway 04 is what we're expecting. By LTOG.
Cleared Burgas,
and it'll be gate 21.
Initial climb 5,000 feet, squawk
The arrival.
2013.
Very good. Not quite Bravo 8, which is the stand that we initially intended to try and get, but that's because, well, Bravo 9, Bravo 8, sorry, is taken up by a static aircraft. Would you believe it? So then we're going to go next page. We don't need those actually. So actually, where are we? Step back here. Let's go index. Trying to remember where we got to. So that's all input. A routes input. Perf init page is done. The takeoff page gives us a pre-flight showing complete, but we haven't got any speeds. Performance. Series 7 right. The takeoff. We need to pop the winds in. 130 at 20. I'll put. Just to kind of average out the gusts that are temporary as well. Temperature at the moment 21 degrees. Very nice, very nice. Warmer than the UK. And QNH 1015. There we go. Flaps optimum. Anti-ice is off. Packs will remain on. And the takeoff weights we estimated 61851. 61851. And there's our V-speeds. So it's reckoning flap 2. Not a fan of that though. Cell temper 50. Flap 8 might be a little bit better for us. Yeah, we'll go with that. So flap 8, cell of 50, V1 140, V2 rotate 144, V2 153. We're 10,000, well 9,000 below maximum takeoff weight. Paul, hello buddy. Doc, welcome, good evening. We need to pop that in here, so 140, 144, 153. Takeoff flex. Just activate that, scroll the wheel. And we'll pull to cage. That ding was the cabin chime to tell us that boarding is complete. So up here, close the flight deck door. Need to change the standby instruments to match. Same as the primary instruments. We've got runway heading set. Our speeds 153. I'll set 163 there. And I should probably check my checklists here. So, where do we get to? Post lights on, emergency lighting, seatbelt signs, windshield, anti-ice on. Engine sync selectors off. Altimeter set, FMC is set. We need to set our squawk code 2002. Just gonna pop that on standby there. Takeoff data set. I think we're pretty much there, to be honest. Weight and balance tabs complete. Aircraft services have been cleared away. The GPU is still on at the moment. Clear the master caution. It's a nice warm day. Let's open the windows. Fuel pump. AJ Clark, thanks for subscribing. Good morning, Colonel, as well. Crikey, bravo, that's epic. Says good afternoon. He's doing a 100-mile turbo training ride as I watch. Thanks for all of your streams. That is a one heck of a commitment. Love it. Good effort. Turbo training. My goodness. Doc saying there that Berlin, like many other German airports, use both runways for departures and arrivals. With this north-south config, any southbound traffic will use the southern runway. In this case, runway 07 right, as we're using today. Can't work out if that's hours APU. Must be. There we go. Starting to click. Saw movement. Well, that's firing up anyway. Come on, girl. Don't seem to have any APU. Which then makes me think, what else have we missed? Oh my god. What an idiot. That'll be it. Battery. My god. Well, anyway. Yeah, we need a battery. Start as we mean to go on, eh? Jeez. Good old external power, hiding away. In fact, the battery wasn't even on. Right, what have we got? APU power lights, master light, and all that sort of stuff as well. So we'll wait for this to fire up now. Yes, there we go. Now we've got some noise. It's a very scary aeroplane, Pilot Peely, yeah. It's incredibly quirky and very weird.
The ASAP-1 Quebec departure, initial 5,000 feet and squawk 2012 right now.
And yeah, you miss one switch and it just has a meltdown. It's like, no, not doing it.
I didn't realize you are flying to Tel Aviv and not to Burgas. Sorry for that. Yeah, you're clear to Tel Aviv.
Roger that.
Fuel damper is on. Fuel quantities are checked as well. Where are we? 10700. We loaded, yeah, 10707. Lovely. And the APU's just fired up, so it's sucked in a bit of power. What else do we want? Left and right APU bus both on. APU air. On.
Lufthansa 2542, pushback approved, facing south on Victor 1.
Pushback approved.
EFB on flight mode, pneumatic pressures as well, we'll check in a moment. Well, that's all the way back here as well, so we're going to go doink. Flight mode active, like so. We're going to prep for push and start whilst we are here. Prepare for pushback and departure. It's crazy, isn't it, Doc? It shows you how uneconomical this aeroplane actually is. Pneumatic pressures, we need to open the cross feeds. We'll pop the auto brake onto RTO ready. Ready.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for
okay, so external power is off and disconnected. I'm not sure if it is disconnected though, so we're going to go to aircraft services, ground, GPU. Clicked it.
Written 459. Request IFR clearance to Oslo. Clicked it. Departure check completed. IF has been inserted.
Maybe I have to dismiss it through GSX. Oops.
Right now it's 459. Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize you were standing there. Information. Oh, there's no 8 is up right now. QNH 1015.
David, well, there's 3 of us, 4 of us that can accept them. It's just whenever I get a chance, I double check. Usually twice a day, but if I'm streaming, usually it means that I might not get a chance. Pop flight directors on, radios, frequencies set, pneumatic crossfeed valves left and right checked open, hydraulics and auxiliary transfer pumps on. Hydraulic pumps set to high, closed door, equipment and chocks removed.
Well, 59, correction, 459, I repeat correct.
Ground at Eurocharter 6132, stand Bravo 09er. Fully ready to request push start.
Eurocharter 6132, pushback and startup is approved, facing south on Victor 2.
Push start approved, south on Victor 2, Eurocharter 6132. Facing south on Victor 2. Look at that, custom pushback. Lovely.
Release parking brakes.
Okay, so ground equipment is clear. We're going to put the beacon light on before we go anywhere else. Anti-collision lights on.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Fuel pumps confirmed all on. Ignition mode. We're going to go for system A or B. We'll choose A for today. Start pumps on. APU norm or econ switch is on norm. Air conditioning supply is both off. Engine ignition selector. Left engine first. Starts. Press and hold. Still holding it with the left click. I've used right mouse click to then to look down. Still holding it because I'm watching the N2 over here rise. I'm still holding my left mouse click. Still getting a rise, and then in a moment we're going to unclick, reach down and click that fuel cut-off switch now. There we go. Add the fuel. Fuel levers on. Monitor engine start. It's such a cool aeroplane. Cool and incredibly quirky. And in fact, we've got the windows open. You can see that on the external model as well. That looks really cool. You can hear more with the windows open too. Right, we'll close that. Engine 1 or 2 bus. They're already on actually. But right engine, start. Valves open, still holding the click. Down we go, watching the engine 2 N1 rise, sorry N2 rise. Engine 2 N2.
Set parking brakes.
I have to do a little bit of multitasking here. It's very much an aeroplane for 2 people. Fuel run. While that's happening, I'm going to reselect dialer flap over here to 8.
Oscillator 2 on frequency.
Calling up Eurocharter 6132.
Negative. Oscillator 2 on frequency.
Oh god, who's that? Is that Peter?
Oscillator 2 hold position.
Tow truck disconnected.
Berlin from Ryanair 6472 request.
Left is clear, right is clear.
When it takes 472, set squawk 2012, thereafter pushback approved, facing south on Victor 2.
Pushback approved, face south, Ryanair 6472.
Lufthansa 2542, request taxi please.
Lufthansa 2542, taxi to holding point, runway 07 right, via Victor 1, Bravo, Mike 2, correction, Mike 1.
Holding point runway 07 right by Victor 1 Bravo and Mike 1. Lufthansa 2542.
Well, there we go. Hopefully Peter's in the live chat. Has he gone now? Oh, he has gone. There we go. So, if you're going to spawn in and not kind of follow the ATC rules of Vatsim and things like that, you can use observer mode, which means you can still see everybody. We can't see you, and that also therefore means that the controller can't see you, because that's only fair on them as well. Really important we try and follow the rules of Vatsim, especially with Osprey call signs, because otherwise it's going to make us here at the channel look incredibly bad. Ignition selector goes off. I've completely lost my flow now. Where were we? That goes there. Engine select start switches off. Wing and engine anti-ice as required. Don't really need it at the moment. Flaps, dialer flaps set. Pitot static check on and captain, like so. Air conditioning supply auto. Wing engine anti-ice. Yeah, we've already done that one. Don't really need those at the moment. Trim set as required. So we're going to move this trim lever here. Philip, hello, welcome. Philip's our ground controller, by the way. Sorry about that. Yeah, in observer mode, you become invisible. But you can still, frustratingly, transmit. Which is where people get the issues sometimes with... if they transmit, they're actually audible still. Where's our centre of gravity? 15.3. That matches what's already there. That's good. There's so much to do in this plane, my goodness. Right, so auto brake set, RTO and arm. Pop some of these lights on as well. Flight controls, full and free. And some rudder inputs. APU bleeds. Air off. And APU off. Engine instruments checked. Looking good. And we have got the FCP set for departure as well. Make sure we've got our taxi charts ready before we call up, so we can find out where we need to go. And grab my pen. Eurocharter 6132, request taxi.
Eurocharter 6132, taxi to holding point runway 07 right via Victor 2, Bravo, Mike 3.
Taxi, hold point 07 right via Victor 2, Bravo and Mike 3, Eurocharter 6132. Gonna close Dave's window. So Victor 2, Bravo. So straight line all the way. Then we're going to take a first right on the apron all the way down. We'll use Mike 1 for the full length for the taxiway. Where's my taxi lights? There. I'll retract or extend the little landing lights on the sides of the wings. The landing lights here of the Mad Dog are on the wing tips rather than anywhere else. It's quite weird. Hello High Flyer, Mark Tilling, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Hope you're well. I mean, the biggest thing with this aircraft is the effectively sort of silence, near silence in the flight deck. Bring that range in a little bit.
Lufthansa 2542, unfortunately no further ATC available. Monitor Unicorn 122.8 and have a good flight. Bye bye.
Over to Unicorn, thanks for the ATC and I'll speak to you soon. Lufthansa 2542, bye.
Bye bye.
1228. Bravo's coming up. Very firm on the brakes there. So it's taken us 10 minutes to push and start in this. Close that for departure. We can think about some of the taxi checks as well. So APU air switch has been off. TRP or ART needs to go to the off position for the flex takeoff. Flex is set to 50 for the cell temp. Auto spoiler is armed. Aileron rudder and stab trims all checked 0. And pneumatic cross-feed valves left and right can go to the closed positions. Fantastic Aerosoft Berlin Brandenburg scenery this. Recently updated to version 2 I think. Really, really cool. D-speeds, they are checked and set. And we've done the bugs there as well by clicking on it. Down the bottom here is a little click spot and it brings up the takeoff data down there. You can see now a little placard that gives us our speeds. Yeah, free update as well for Berlin Brandenburg version 2. A wonderful update as well at that. What else do we need? We want to tune Berlin Brandenburg 1141. We'll set that to 080 for now. So that's set. There goes Lufthansa. And we're going to make sure we've got 5,000 armed. Engine ignition at the top. Set both. We'll cross check to make sure it is on both. And we are ready. Ron, yeah, very much so. More through the quirks of what it gives you, but you do get used to it.
Osprey 124, request taxi.
One of the big things here is the fact that the wings are quite long for an aeroplane that sits very low to the ground. So there's only 2 or 3 degrees of roll either side before you actually have a wing strike on takeoff if you muck up a crosswind departure. But also it's quite lanky, so you could tail strike it fairly easily as well. Not as easily as an ATR though. For this departure today, you can see the windsock there pretty much blowing across the runway at the moment. And we had reports of gusts up to 25 knots, so we've got to bear that in mind as well.
Our charter 6132, nothing further, monitor Unicorn 122.8, have a good flight. Bye bye.
Monitor Unicorn 1228, Euro charter 6132, juice. Emergency stop because of the click spots, MSFS thing. That does my head in. I really wish they fixed that. Can't help it. All you're going to do is look down and all of a sudden it thinks you've got everything else stuck. We'll gently just come back into a roll. Yeah, we'll use 5 miles for that actually, that's pretty good. There's the windsock. Yeah, variable and gusty. Okay, so I mean that's everything now I think. I wish that person here, this pilot thing, would get out of the way. Flaps are set to 8 and takeoff blue. Toga or takeoff flex with assumed temperature is set. ART is off. Confirm with a caution above. Lights and signs all set as required. All the way over here, we're going to pop strobe lights onto both as we start to line up. I'm going to do this turn first, otherwise I'll end up clicking something I don't intend to click. Berlin traffic Eurochatter 6132 via Mike 1 lining up runway 07 right. Make sure I've got that set to both, good. We don't need flood ground lights. Down here we need to push the buttons down there for takeoff, takeoff. Nobody's transmitted, so we will continue. Transponder needs to go on. Oh, for goodness sake, get out of the way. Oh, I need to sort out the turn. It's meant to be seamless. Very annoying. TARA, runway's confirmed. Rightio. We'll keep her rolling. We'll get the control visualizer up for you guys watching. Yeah, it's so many fiddly bits. It's at about 40%. Brush set. There's the windsock on the right hand side, look folks, so stick into wind. Lots of rudder to correct here. Auto throttle arms. Call outs from the first officer. With the aileron there, I can't see the speed. Whoa. My God. Hold on. What the hell's happened here? Lost control all of a sudden there. Positive rate, gear up. I reckon that's a tail strike.
Lights out.
Just listening here, because did you hear a moment ago during that takeoff run there? Almost like we kind of lost power somewhere. Very weird. Didn't hear a tail strike, so that's a positive. On the outside though, it's roaring away. There's a weird sound issue there that really distracted me. I thought we'd lost an engine, and then all of a sudden we were kind of getting sucked right. Got a VNAV FMS speed. We didn't hear anything, it's very quiet. Yeah, it is very quiet. We'll continue climbing. 3.5. That's the thing with this plane, it's super quiet. But then you get a weird noise that you don't expect, and then it properly creeps you out. I need some new trousers as well, Ron. Yeah, that's probably one of the worst takeoffs I've done in a long old time, that. So accelerating. Start to bring the flaps up. There we go, flap 0. Paul, it's a good bit of fun. But it's hard work. It's hard work. It takes a lot of getting used to as well. I mean, you heard probably at the start how many different checks that we were going through at the time. 250. So nose should start to come up now. Say that, but we're slowly descending. There we are. A little bit of a wake up for it. Up we go. And we'll get rid of the slats. There we go. Afternoon dial. Power mode to climb. Oh yes. That would help. Been getting used to all these other planes like the ATR, and I'm forgetting the little steps like that. Centre tanks, 1,500 kilos of fuel in it still. We can disarm the spoilers. I hadn't realised I'd already done that, but yeah, all good. And we'll go now to standard pressure 1013. Set. So, as I was saying at the start today, I had been trying to get the FTSim Plus sounds added in for today's flight, but it didn't work. I tried. I'm not very good at these sort of things. I tend to break the MADs, the sort of add-ons and folder structures and things like that when we basically try and install these extra little things. But I tried 3 times over about 20 or 30 minutes with this the FTSim sounds, and found that actually they didn't work for me. It meant that the MD-80 didn't load in at all, in fact. So I had to then revert back to the original files for the sounds. Thanks, Doc. Taking care of the spammers. If we get to 10,000, I will trigger the giveaway and we'll start rolling that. Climbing up to our cruise to flight level 350, Tony Dark 0, welcome. They still haven't fixed this, so bearing in mind the performance I get now on my new computer, at this point, you go to like 2 frames per second, or more like 30 for me now, with frame generation, with the kind of smoke effects. They've really kind of balked those a little bit. They're incredibly draining on the frames. 10,000, so we'll get those off and retracted. Push that. Ding for the seatbelts, and we'll check the cabin pressure. Pressurising nicely. Paul, very nice. What are you thinking of getting? You need to fly this aeroplane a lot more. It's very enjoyable. And so unique. The giveaway timer has begun on Nightbot. So as before, the links for the terms and conditions are in the description for today's live stream. You don't have to worry about the capital letters of things. Just make sure the spelling is correct. All you need to do is answer one question correctly. The landing lights are off now and retracted. Yeah, answer one question correctly and you'll be in with a chance to win one of the 3 copies available today. Make sure you only answer the one time. Anti-spam is switched on. So if you answer multiple times now, or if you answer more than twice, even though one that will get you an entry, basically Nightbot will revoke your entry entirely. So you won't be in with a chance to win if you start to spam. So try to avoid that, and that will save the live chat somewhat. All I want to do is know the answer to the following question. What is the capital city of Bulgaria? And look at that timing. Right on cue in the live chat there. So make sure you subscribe before you answer the question. And then good luck. If you enjoyed today's live stream as well, do hit the like button. Give us a little thumbs up. And if you are tuning in for the first time as well, say hello in the live chat. Always happy to answer questions and things like that. Paul saying the ATR looks really fun to fly, hasn't purchased it yet. It's well worth the money, really worth the money, especially if you've got Premium Deluxe and you're looking at about £10 for what is a remarkably good add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I've had really good flights in it, really good flights with it. AGSim, hello, welcome. How are you doing today? European Air Charter of all aeroplanes for you, AGSim. There she is, the beast. You've been waiting long enough for us to fly this. And here we are. 93 saying he hasn't flown anything else since the ATR came out. It's great fun, isn't it? Ian, good evening to you as well. Badger, hello. So about a week now, AG Sim's Burgas scenery has been released. It's available on FlightSim.to to purchase as payware. It's also available for £12.49 on the InnyBuilds store and on Sim Market too. I think Sim Market tends to be the cheaper one, although have I just noticed it? Ooh, hello. Bear with me. I can get a special link for you. For Contrail, even better. Create new. LBBG. There you go. So if you do want to purchase it today, that's the link. I'll update it into the live stream description as well. And you'll be able to purchase it on Contrail. And that is an affiliate link too, so at no extra cost. Basically, when you're buying scenery from Contrail using my affiliate link, it helps support the stream. At 0 extra pence. Win-win. Didn't realise it had come out on Contrail, that's incredible. So yeah, AG Sim Burgas Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator, £12.41. It says here that their expert developers have worked tirelessly to bring you a highly detailed, realistic recreation of the bustling airport located on the Bulgarian Black Sea coast. It's a popular destination for leisure and business travellers, serving millions of passengers each year. And it's one of Bulgaria's busiest airports, complete with stunning visuals and intricate details. What else have they put here? 3D buildings in our add-on have been created with meticulous attention to detail to provide an immersive experience for users with PBR textures. Ground textures have been updated and renewed to reflect the latest changes to the airport, create a more accurate representation. Vegetation added around the airport. Animated flags and windsocks. The slope of the airport has been accurately modelled to provide users with a realistic and challenging experience. And the night lighting has been carefully designed to provide a visually stunning and immersive experience for users. Accurate ground and traffic signs have been included. Very nice. And total installation size 4.31 gigabytes. £14.77 including 19% VAT in the UK. Obviously that VAT is dependent on where you live. The tax is dependent on where you live in the world. Tony, via email, buddy. BritishAvGeek1@gmail.com. Paul saying, so the ATR is much easier to fly than this plane, I'm guessing. It is, yeah. You have, you fly it slower as well. Oh, it was a terrible takeoff for Elk, yeah. I'm not really sure what happened, to be fair, on that takeoff. My rudders seemed to have gone very sensitive all of a sudden, but then we had that weird sound, kind of as if an engine had failed or spooled back. And at that point, it kind of just wanted to go right. But we'd already hit V1, so we were committed. That was it. I just had to try and take off and see what happened. But all the instruments still said that we had engine power. That's the weird thing. What I should have done is ignore all the instruments and just focus on flying. And that was all. Paradiski, welcome. Burgas. No doubt I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, the ATR is great fun, but it's a lot simpler. You fly a bit slower, a bit lower, so you get some beautiful scenery and great views as well as you cruise around. But you therefore also have more time to make decisions as well. A big old center window. Like we're in a spaceship. Hendrik, will I be flying this CLJ again anytime soon? Hopefully. The thing is, there's so many aeroplanes to kind of choose from now. It does spoil you for choice somewhat. And personally, I'm really enjoying the the ATR at the moment. Aviation Masters, I'm not ignoring you. I answered that question, the same question you've asked multiple times now, 5 minutes ago. You just weren't listening. You'll just get kicked and hidden. I mean, it's blatantly obvious that the giveaway is open already. Spent 5 minutes talking about it. Thanks, Will. Simulations, AGSim is saying, are also doing a Burgas. Is it Burgas, Sean? Burgas Airport. Wonder if it's worth waiting for that instead. Interesting. Not sure, to be honest. Simulations do make some very nice scenery, though. Burgas. Randomly throughout the stream, we'll pick one at some point on the way, and then I'll pick 2 more towards the end. How you doing, Will? Hope you're well. I don't have to do it. I'm going to go translate.google.com Burgas.
Burgers.
Ah.
Burgers.
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 Yeah, don't worry, Elk. He'll be back, no doubt, with his 3rd alt account, because it's probably the same guy we hid the other day. I just got no time for it. Oh well, he's got an ineligible entry now as well. Yeah, I mean, you'd think somebody would spend more time and energy actually just being intelligent, rather than spending their life creating alt accounts to get around the many that have been blocked. So he's also aviation fun, and he's described elsewhere as a bit of an arse. Yes, Jordan, the same guy. Yeah, I don't like kicking people. I don't like kicking people at all. But then you guys know that to end up getting to that point, they've pushed enough of my buttons. I try and tolerate stuff for as long as possible, but when it starts to affect all of your enjoyment, then I'll be yeeting him off the channel. Poof! Get out. Could you imagine, Will? How embarrassing. Oh well. Mike. Yeah, don't worry. Imagine tuning in and thinking I've just called you an arse as well. That wouldn't be the case. Oh dear. I mean, yeah, it gives us humour. Living on a player. We can mug somebody off for about 2 or 3 minutes for being an absolute oxygen thief, and then we can get on to the flight. On that note, let's get back onto the flight. Let's have a little look at Balanta. I still need to get an oxygen thief emoji. Here's our flight progress so far. Currently over, well, just south of Lesno and north of Lubin. Thank you to Philip as well, by the way, our ground controller at Berlin Brandenburg. Really kind of you to spend a little bit of time connecting and giving us some lovely ATC over Poland actually already. And you can see this magenta line here is our approximate route. Badges up there, Osprey 919. Lufthansa 2542, backtrack, he's flying the same route in the A310. Very nice, off to Burgas. And we've got Adam behind Osprey 124. Might end up having to delete this flight today if it's an absolute train wreck with that takeoff, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with the flight report when we get there. Where else? So we're going to tickle into Czechia, Czechian airspace, over Slovakia, then Hungary, into Romania, which is hard to believe. It's actually a massive country. Not Ukraine size or Poland size. I mean, Poland's bigger than you realise as well, to be fair, but Romania, I always think to be quite a small nation, but it takes up this entire space here, including a little bit of coastal action on the Black Sea. And then down into Bulgaria, where the answer may or may not be displayed on the screen. There's Burgas. One aircraft on approach at the moment. And we've got another one there, Ryanair 2 X-Ray Hotel from Eppo to Burgas in the 737-800. Single runway, a few stands available for us as well. We're expecting stand 21, which is all the way up here. The MD-80s and things, looking at satellite imagery, do tend to park on the remote stands, which is what we'll be doing today, as opposed to the terminal building. Probably because they're embarrassingly old, so they try and keep them out of the way. Nothing to see here, they're just all relics of yesteryear. Who's back? Yeets. Yeets. I get another one. I'm going to be busy today getting rid of these. I mean, that in itself is a breach of the terms and conditions of the giveaway in itself, so, I mean, that's just moronic. Imagine having to spend the time logging out and then logging back in again. Pretty sad existence. High flyer there saying, I think AGSim did Varna Airport as well. I think so. He's keeping me busy, but I'm not really that interested. Are you? Like I said, it's a sad way to live a life. So yeah, Varna actually available on Unibuild, Sim Market, FlightSim.to, Aerosoft's website, Contrail as well. That's €17.84. So it's a little bit more expensive actually, but actually that does look pretty impressive. Where's Varna? Oh, Bulgaria as well. Maybe we need to fly from there as well then. I've not tried that before. I don't think we've have we flown to Varna? I feel like we have. I can't remember. You guys who watch regularly might remember if we have flown to AG Sim's Varna or not. Master caution, that's because the centre tanks are empty. There's the warning for centre fuel pressure low. And we can see the fuel quantity there, in fact, has just tickled to 0. So, always confirm the pumps you're turning off before you do turn them off. We're going to go centre aft off. Check the engine instruments, still looking fine. Forward centered pump off, and it's cleared that warning there as well, so we know that's all good. Yes, Varna's just a few hundred-ish miles north, isn't it? I love that, Elliot, for being a complete helmet. Yeah, same guy. Aviation, fun aviation guy, gaming essential, behind the skies, I think it's all the same person. I've only got the one YouTube account. Imagine having 10. Oh well, hopefully he clicked like on all of his accounts. That'd be 10 likes. 10 subscribers. And that's the only frustrating thing. It's kind of like one person pretending to be 10. Which I hate. Let's go to cruise mode. And we'll be settling in. Blanter's off, good. Make sure it is, otherwise that stays on the screen. Pilot Peely, no, you haven't missed the giveaway, buddy. That'll be running for a little while. Yes, Quiche Lorraine, welcome. It is Bass Airplane Toolbox. I'll write it in the live chat for you. There you go, quiche. Not a fan of quiche Lorraine myself. Yeah, VAS Airplane Toolbox, it's free to download on the Explain forum, ironically. That's where you'll find that. Matthew, hello to you. I'd say good morning to you in the States, but actually, yeah, you must be actually, because you've changed now. You're staying continental, aren't you? So yeah, good morning to you, Matthew. Matthew, by the way, is a real pilot, unlike the 5-year-old gaming essential chap. Matthew's got a wealth of experience. Helped me learn the CRJ all that time ago. That's like 2 years ago now, my goodness. And since actually pushed and pushed, got me into the Mad Dog. Don't wind back though, Matthew. My takeoff was atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. I think it's the worst takeoff I've done for a good few months in the sim, to be fair. My apologies to the real pilots who have been mortified. I still don't know why the sound spooled back, why we had that spool back sound. It's incredibly weird. So hopefully you guys could hear that as well. And there's the giveaway question again if you are tuning in. What is the capital city of Bulgaria? That's what we want to know. We'll be flying into Burgas Airport for the first time in the sim as well, checking this out. So it's a bit of a live first look as well of the new scenery that they've released, AGSim. So I'll be sharing my thoughts with you guys too. But of course, we've got 3 copies to give away throughout the duration of the stream. Absolutely, Captain USA. Gliders are great fun. They're fantastic fun. How are you finding the change again, Matthew? And I guess another question for you. I think you're going on to the A320s, aren't you? And if you are, how are you finding the transition from the 767s to the Airbus life? And yeah, actually no, yeah, you requested A320. I think I remember you saying in the live in the club lounge the other day on Discord. Have you begun the training yet? Yeah, I'm interested to know how the flight sim, maybe of Microsoft Flight Simulator, potentially like the Fenix A320 or the Flyby A32NX. I wonder how they integrate into your training, whether or not you find them actually useful or not. Looks absolutely spectacular below. I'll be popping the screenshots into Discord and onto Volanta as we fly along. Although Volanta's doing its usual thing and failing to upload them all. Katowice on the left hand side. Though it is a couple of 100 miles away. We're about 100 miles away. To the east. Captain, you were saying, yeah, Matthew he's flown CRJs, 767s, and now he's going on to the smaller aircraft again. Oh, do you enjoy flying helicopters in the sim? No. I do, but I find them quite difficult to use with a yoke, to be fair. So it's more a me issue. Have a good one, Captain USA. Enjoy the meeting. Thanks for tuning in. Andy, that's not good. Try, if you can, post stream today, Andy. If you're in Discord, try and give us all a little bit of a shout on our Discord server, and we'll see if we can help troubleshoot, maybe offer some tips and things to get you connected to Vatsim. Paradiski says, by the way, I was in Bielsko-Biala 2 days ago, near your flight path. Try to find it now. I do need to try and get these FT Sim Plus sounds working, really. So we'll be flying the MD-80 again at some point in the future. Just need to try and get the sounds working, because one of the things that they have done with it, at least, which is a huge improvement, is improve the engine sounds of the aeroplane at the rear of the cabin, because it should be, we should hear the engines. We don't in this, and that's something that I think Leonardo are incredibly lazy, pathetically so, at sorting out, because they said to me a little while ago now that they were going to sort it out and get the sounds re-engineered for the sim to improve them quite substantially, yet they still haven't, to be fair. I think you're watching the best one already, Captain USA. Every time you update the aircraft you have to reinstall the sound pack. That sounds like a pain in the backside. I tried to install it fresh today, Matthew, basically, but when I did, I don't have Python on the new computer, so I was having to manually change the layout JSON. I think then it broke it, so I booted the sim and found that it wasn't inside the aircraft. The aircraft wasn't inside the sim, so I completely lost it out the hangar somehow. Until I put all of the folders back to the originals, reran the layout JSON generator thing, and it all worked again. There's 2, see you, buddy. Well, Alex, have a good day. Tony says, do we have to talk on Vatsim or can we just fly procedures? Both. You have to communicate on Vatsim. Absolutely, it's a must, otherwise you'll find yourself banned quite quickly. Vatsim is there to replicate the air traffic control side of aviation in flight sim. That's effectively what it is. So we have to try and adhere to real world procedures, you know, decent comms as well, good radio procedures, all that sort of thing. Andy, that's fine. But you can put your query into Discord, Andy, and then we can all kind of answer and tag you back. So in the morning or tomorrow when you get chance, just scroll back to where you've been tagged, and then hopefully we can see bits and bobs. But you're +10. We've got a lot of folk in Australia that are very knowledgeable with computers, tech, and New Zealand as well. They might be able to actually help you in your own same sort of time zone. So always worth asking. That's what the Discord server's there for at the end of the day. Try and help each other sort out our issues. So I had somebody else sort out my xe.xml earlier for the sim, because it seems to be a bit balked and a bit botched. Ron says, Monday I did a flight with the 737 on New Sky. On approach I disconnected the autopilot, then after that I couldn't push any buttons anymore. Did anyone else have that issue? Not heard of it before, to be honest. J-Lust, welcome. Tony, no problem at all. You know what? My first 5 or 6 flights on Vatsim, I was petrified of making mistakes and sounding like a little bit of a fool. And I was hell nervous. I was so nervous for the first 5, 6, 7, 8 flights. Only after maybe 10 or 15 then, those nerves started to kind of ebb away a little bit as I grew a bit of confidence. But Vatsim's there about learning, it's about enjoying it, but also trying to replicate those real procedures as best as we can. But education is one of the core principles of Vatsim as well. So that's why I get really frustrated when Vatsim controller starts shouting at somebody over the radio for making a genuine mistake. If they've really truly tried and they've made that mistake, it's a sim, it doesn't matter, and we can then try and fix things. So, but at the same time, throw yourselves into my Vatsim tutorial playlist, Tony. The more recent episodes specifically, they should help you get started with a little bit of confidence and a bit of ease, hopefully. And start small. My biggest tip, and people always think it's a little bit odd to say, my biggest tip is on Vatsim, use voice. Don't bother with text, because certainly in complex aeroplanes like this, you saw how busy I was you then don't want to be typing a response on the Vatsim client in response to a controller giving you instructions, because you just don't have the time to do it. So then that adds to your pressure. Instead, you press the push to talk button as you're doing other things like flying, and you can transmit at the same time. It does require a little bit of multitasking, but yeah, start small and then get big. Yeah, P1 training is still there, I think, from what I understand. But there's a queue to do it, and not everybody wants to do that as well. P1 training, as Pilot Peely is saying now, with Vatsim UK, it's designed to get you those pilot ratings inside the Vatsim network. Not anything that's kind of required, to be fair, but what you will find is it is effectively PPL training from the start, from the ground up, and then you work all the way through various different aspects of a training syllabus, followed accurately, realistically. Let's go to max select, max 78. There's a very brief test to get onto Vatsim Captain USA, but they ask you stupid questions like, what does the I in ILS stand for? Instrument. And it's effectively a multiple choice set of questions. So you might have like instrument, you might have integrity as another option. Yeah. Nothing too taxing. When we get a little bit closer to Burgas, in fact, I'll put the meta for it into LBBG, into the live chat today. There we go. So wind 080 at 14 knots. 060 degrees and 120 degrees are the variable winds there, about 14 knots. So it could be interesting again. All the nines and broken cloud, 2,500 feet. Temperature 15 degrees Celsius, dew point plus 8 degrees Celsius, and slightly higher temperatures. Higher pressure. QNH 1022. Hey Jordan, I was the same. Just the thought of doing a radio check at Gatwick, and my heart was pounding the first couple of times. And that's the thing, if you're kind of sitting there thinking, I really want to try Vatsim, I just don't, I get really nervous and I end up disconnecting. Take confidence in the fact that we all were in the same position. That's the whole reason why I've created the tutorials that I've made on the channel, because I was in that exact same position. I figured if I can at least help some people get rid of that nervous sort of disposition, get rid of those nerves a lot quicker, then you can throw yourselves into enjoying Vatsim a lot quicker and a lot easier. Let's see what it's going to give us then. Your bandwidth is too low for data streaming. You have been switched to offline mode. God's sake, Microsoft Flight Simulator doing its thing again. Have you had the same thing, Badger? I know you're flying along. You did last time. It does my absolute head in when it does that. It doesn't even try and reconnect, that's the thing, and then all of a sudden your photogrammetry just goes really wishy-washy and nasty. You see it over there, actually kind of loading in more generic textures already. We'll risk it in a little while, turn it back on again in a moment. So charts for the way into Burgas. We're expecting the Asenafor Delta arrival. at the moment for runway 04, which is giving us, as you can see on the left of the charts screen, an 8 knot crosswind and a 12 knot headwind for runway 04 into Burgas, Bulgaria. Coming in via Asena, 146 degrees, down to 4,000 feet, speed restrictions as we close in on the airfield, down to Bidfo, and then we fly this kind of like extended downwind, kind of joining from the midpoint, well, most of the way after the midpoint actually, to be honest. We're flying that little bit of an extended downwind, back on ourselves to Eltog at or above 4,000 feet, and then on Av 04. Like so. I can't remember if this can do RNAV, LNAV, VNAV approaches or not. Eltog max 220 knots. Gebsu max 190 knots. That's where we're going to begin our final approach effectively. 2,700 feet and inbound 039 degrees for that final approach course. From Bravo Golf 768, which is there, we will be beginning a 3-degree glide path angle descent down to the touchdown zone. And it's only 5 miles to touchdown actually from there, so that could be quite interesting. In fairness, at that point, I would be likely to have turned the autopilot off. If the weather's good enough, I might head on down with manual flight, just to see how we handle the plane. We're a Category C aircraft as well, so if we do the LNAV only RMP approach, CDFA's added the 50 feet for the missed approach already, so 450 for the minimums there. But this only has rad out decision heights, so we would be setting 361, or as close as. Vatsim is free. Bravo says, I learned all my Vatsim watching your tutorials, AvGeek. Now I love it. So nervous at the start. Thanks for your training. That's great to hear. Adam says his first flight was on the first Wings event between Palermo and Athens. It was so busy, the controllers in Greece seemed to not understand it was a newbie event. They were really angry and shouted at people. I think the problem there is, we discussed that a little while ago, didn't we actually? I think I remember having this conversation at the time, Adam. I think you might have been there as well at the same time, because we were discussing those events. They've become too big to actually be beneficial to new pilots on the network, because people are connecting into it because it guarantees ATC. So they end up becoming immensely busy, which is not what you want when you're new to Vatsim, and very quickly it becomes a mess for everybody. It's like a domino effect. That's why. So for me, I wouldn't bother with the first Wings event. I find them actually quite unhelpful now because of how big they've become. Elliot saying, really enjoying the stream today. I have to head to work soon. Thankfully I'll work in a studio with screens. How many screens? Hopefully there's one spare. Doc, that's because I'm busy. You know this by now. I miss things in the chat sometimes. It is what it is. Let me scroll up. Don't get too upset by these things. Where is it? Doc's saying from him for a tip, start from Unicom. In Unicom there are no controllers, so you can't be wrong. Plenty, pretty useful for building confidence and transmitting on the network. For me, I would say try and pick somewhere small with ATC. Hello Alberto, welcome. No, yeah, starting just an hour early today. Look at that crappy default photogrammetry. Let's try and turn it back on again and see what we get. It might cause an issue, but we're not currently in any ATC, so let's see what happens. Because Microsoft Flight Simulator, if you're wondering why we're doing this, it turns the Bing data graphics off for no reason. And just like that, we've got it back on again. That actually happened quite quickly, to be fair. Although now we just have blue. This is what happens when the snow caps melt and Antarctica melts. Poland and everywhere else in Europe becomes underwater. So, probably because we're flying underneath, we're flying the MD-80, Greta Thunberg has flooded Poland. Hopefully that comes back soon though. Oh dear. Nabil says, have they added the engine blade animation yet? Probably not, no. When do you think that's going to load back in again? That suggests to me that they have a big server problem. Surely. Oh, have a good one, buddy. Yeah, something like, you know, Edinburgh to Bergen. Really good little route. I mean, we can see the fan blades there, but they're not the prettiest of animations, to be honest. What the hell has happened to the ground below us? Super weird. If we go over here, what have we got? We're on auto server. Let's flick to North Europe. Oh yes, look at that. So one of the servers has gone down. Whatever we were on a moment ago with auto server selection. Look how quickly that was. That changed. That came back. Beautiful Poland below. There we are. It's nice to see stuff again. That was super strange. I don't think I've ever experienced that in the sim before. Have you? Mega weird. I mean, the sad thing with the MD-80, whilst the detail of the systems, the complexities of the systems are so in depth, and the simulation itself is incredibly good. For 90 quid, I think it's pretty disgraceful how crap the textures are. I mean, look at this. How is that good? They've just ported it from P3D, and they've just gone, that'll do, £90. The sounds are crap, the textures are crap. But the simulation is good. That'll do, everyone will buy it. And it winds me up that they haven't made much effort in solving these issues yet. Wait a second. Elliot, here's an interesting question for you. Is Captain USA the same guy from earlier? Yeah, 90 quid, I think it's just disappointing that they've left it in this way, because it's just, look at this. Almost 100 quid. Yeah, I get it, for a very, very in-depth simulation of the aeroplane, but they've made no effort in improving a lot of this. I mean, that bump on the wing there is so blocky. In Microsoft Flight Simulator in 4K, you cannot hide that. You can't hide it. Yet now I have to stare at it for a couple of hours. And, you know, I have great fun with the MD-80. It's such a hard aeroplane to fly. It gives me a little bit of a headache at times, which is great. It's great fun. But the textures and the sounds are just horrendous. Even here, right, so if we go to the dials, look at that. Let's improve it. We're in Microsoft Flight Simulator now. Let's improve the quality of our product that we are porting. That's my 2 cents anyway. As great as it is. Yeah, there's a BizJet for 90 quid on X-Plane as well. Doc's saying there, that's a fair point, but I think it's very different to... I think it's very different to this in terms of quality and everything else. Tim makes a good point. Let's see if I can actually... Let's see if we can find it. Hold on. So the blades at the front, you won't see spin. That's not because they haven't animated it. But yeah, the sounds should get louder and they just don't. We see the... Come on. There we go. So yeah, those blades you won't see spinning. But you can see behind it, fan blades behind are rotating. So there we go, that's a better view. So that is correct. That's what is meant to happen. So these blades here are fixed. Makes the ATR look a bargain, Pilot PD says. It does. The thing is, the complexity in here is very deep. There's still so much I haven't learned about the MD-80. It's still properly full on to try and work out and fly. But I find myself back in the position where I get wound up by the lack of sounds and the texture quality being really pretty nasty. Look at that in the flight deck. You know, let's make the effort and make it look like it's worthy of being in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But I don't see much commitment from Leonardo to actually improve that element of it. Maybe we all need to push them a bit more firmly. £90, Elliot, yeah. Hey, big money. Big money. Big money. Huge. I mean, you do get a lot for your cash, in fairness. But you don't get enough for your cash. Value for money wise. Commentator there making a good point that I'd probably agree with and share there. 90 quid is a very big ask for any product. Certainly then when you compare it to the price of a PMDG product, or even you can't really compare it against the Asobo ATR because just entirely different. Yeah, a little bit of my brain, Elliot's tickling away thinking it's the same guy as well. We shall monitor. Yeah, 110 Canadian dollars. Crazy cash. Mind you, that makes it seem... Wait a second, that is mad. Does that make it cheaper in Canada? $110 CDN in GBP. What? 65 quid in Canada? That's almost half price. Right, well, get your VPNs on. Buy it from Canada. My God. 110 Canadian dollars for the Mad Dog MD-82, yet it's 90 quid in the UK, which would be 90. $153 Canadian dollars living on a player. That's how much we're having to pay for it in the UK. Holy moly. That's a huge price difference. I think that confirms it, Elliot. Yeet. My God. Right, where are we? Hello, John. Welcome, welcome. Afternoon, the Flying Panda. How's the 4090? Have you got it installed yet? Let's go back into these charts and start to review the charts a little bit. So we've got the weather set to, well, it's refreshed a bit now. So it's a headwind of 11 knots, crosswind of 7, Center 4 Delta arrival for the RNAV 04 via LTOG. What we can probably do at this stage is start to put that data into the aeroplane. So RNAV 04. LTOG, Center 4 Delta arrival, like so. Execute. Pilot PD saying, what did I have before the RTX 4090? It was an RTX 2070 Super. It's on the legs page. So I'm just comparing this against the actual FMS. So you can see both the screens, the charts and the display. I know, Jordan, it's rather remarkably sad for an existence, isn't it? LTOG Gebsu, Bravo Golf 768 and then runway 04. And that's it. Descent forecast. So we can add some of our wind data in here. The charts won't really help us with that. So instead what I'll be doing is going to my OFP from SimBrief, looking at some of the descent winds for us to look at as well. The charts, however, will give us a transition altitude. So we're going to go for 13,000. Flight level 130. And then we'll pop some data in here. So, descent winds. We'll go for, where are we at? 350. Flight level 200 for good measure. 269 at 22. We'll go for flight level 150, flight level 100. 283 at 15. This is all giving the aeroplane some information to try and help it calculate the top of descent nicely and manage that VNAV descent without us having to maybe make too many control inputs and changes to the FCP. 274 or 275 at 4. And then the Burgas weather, LBBG. We'll go for roughly 2,000 foot wind, 080 at 14. Legs done. That's as good as we can get them, really. Nav track. Yeah, Doc, you can. I just don't. The one Doc's on about is in here. So you go to here, information, weather, and it will give you the METAR there. But that requires 3 or 4 clicks, whereas I can just type the command into the live chat now, which is easier. Or I look at the METAR via vPilot. That's just too many clicks. To then try and get back onto the charts that we were looking at originally, it's another couple of clicks. So me trying to kind of keep it a bit more seamless and give me less things to do. Adam, good to hear. LBBG, currently dry. Got 080 at 14, so we'll use this EFB to make some calculations. 15 degrees Celsius. Winds variable 060 and 120, so I'm actually going to change the V speeds to +10 instead of +5, just to make it a bit safer for us. We'll go for flat 15 and 40, QNH 1022. And we estimated our landing rate earlier. We'll go for minimum auto brake with reverse, landing rate 55563. See what it gives us. Landing distance available is 2951. That's going to give us 2508. If we go then to medium auto brake with reverse, 2508 becomes 1568. What's the runway length? 3202. So either way, they're all fine. We could use minimum auto brake. Worst case scenario, 2951. That's pushing it really close though. So yeah, medium's going to be the best option, because that means looking right through to even post touchdown. That means we should be able to vacate at Delta, if not Echo. That'd be good. Minimum runway occupancy. Plus, we're not paying for the brakes. It's fine, Elliot, I've changed tack, and hopefully other content creators do the same with that guy, where they actually report every single account to YouTube as a spam bot, and eventually he will be completely removed, IP wise, from YouTube. His choice, innit? Only 44 entries so far today. So if you do want to give or be in with a chance to win one of 3 copies today of the new AGSim Burgas Airport scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The link for it is in the description for the live stream if you want to purchase it post the stream anyway. All you've got to do is make sure you're subscribed and then answer the following question correctly. What is the capital city of Bulgaria? Keep that heading bug centered there. Make sure as well you only enter the one time. Don't worry about that, Doc. I've removed every one of his entries. Already ahead of it. Plus, it's a breach of the terms and conditions, so if I suspect it's an alt account anyway, in the terms and conditions it says I can just remove the entry anyway. Super easy. Adam, do you know any, hidden by this new thing on the live chat that I can't see past, any new features planned in New Sky? Cargo's coming soon, and a chartered feature's coming soon as well. Good morning, Dorman. So the dev is basically working his backside off quite a lot. No, Jay, it's all fine, buddy. We're just battling one spammer that's causing an issue across various channels. Where's our top of descent going to be? 80 miles. There it is, at the Bulgarian. Oh, a little bit of weather. Oops. Oh! It has a click spot. Well, that's very handy. Not sure what... Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, Tim. I mean, if anyone else knows any of his pseudo accounts, do drop me a little DM. And as and when they pop up, I'll report them all to YouTube specifically for the purpose of an IP ban, so that it gets rid of him across all of YouTube. Much easier. Adam, yeah, it's a query they've had a few times on New Sky, to be honest. It sounds like when it's previously a thing, it caused issues in the past, and because of that, I think they've kind of got rid of it. It is, isn't it, Doc? Doyle saying VOR fail message in red. That's because we've tuned VOR up here that it's not happy with. Basically, so it's just saying that the VOR's failed. Yeah, Pax Americana, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that that was a feature until I'd accidentally clicked it. It's usually how I discover most things in these add-ons is accidentally clicking something and then triggering something really horrendous, like an engine shut-off, which has happened last time we flew one of these, or gravity gear extension, all that sort of thing. What else could we tune at Burgas? We've got a VOR 112.0. Steve, I'm tempted now. I'm so tempted. So we could tune that in, and then over here we will do the same 112.0. We could actually tune the force in of 039, almost sort of trigger a VOR approach as a backup. We'll have it set up. Ah, too scrolly. 039. 039. Good to hear, Matthew. You know what? You guys don't get to see the amount of work that goes in behind the scenes when we're trying to create routes and manage stuff on New Sky, but a lot of work goes into New Sky in the background for Osprey Airways. Lots and lots of work, to the point where even last night I was up till 10:30 tweaking things and adding routes and fixing little things here and there, approving pilots. A whole lot of work goes into it to try and give you guys something back from me to enjoy for the channel, really. I'm very conscious I don't want to just be a YouTube channel that you guys watch. YouTube or Twitch or whatever else, wherever else you consume your flight sim media, but I want to be very much part of a community where we're all equal and we can all enjoy something together as a team, which is what Osprey Airways is about. It gives you guys some value back as well, I like to think, but a lot of work goes into it. I hope you guys appreciate that. Sometimes I get requests for things to be added onto New Sky I have to say no to because it just doesn't work out for the wider sort of airline. We've got a lot of aeroplanes currently in the fleet, older aircraft like the 727 that don't even that don't even he's back. That don't even be used. We've got routes that don't even get utilised either, and it's kind of impacting the wider airlines' virtual finances and things like that. So we're having to chop, change, and tweak things all the time. Exploring the world together. Can you stream on June the 3rd? Let me see. Possibly not. I'm working that day on like an early night shift. Yo, hello, buddy. It's not I mean, it's not just me either that are kind of managing Osprey on New Sky. I've got help. I've got Carlito helping, Yoep helping, David Bartley as well. He's helping. So we've got a little bit of help. Mike as well. Mike Jerry, I think he was in the live chat earlier on today. All kind of chipping in to try and help manage it. So I've got a few people assisting as staff. Thomas as well, Altrius. What have we got here? He's kind of forming bits of the website. Yeah, we've got Mike, Jerry, Carlito, David, Hazza, and I think Yoep as well as kind of like the airline admins, so to speak, to help manage things. While I'm on here though, somebody was asking about pilot approvals. David Loxley, there you go, buddy. I've just pressed the thumbs up button. Sorry it wasn't done earlier. If you are still listening in. Mark, hello buddy. Driving the trucks. Hope you're well. Keeping safe. Horsham, nice part of Surrey. What are you hauling today, if you don't mind us asking? There's our steed for the day. So VORs are both tuned. There's a bit of a backup. They're both shown onto VOR mode, so when they get in range, they will snap. In a small van today, very nice. AGSim, I'm surprised that you haven't been hauling around in the Eurovision Osprey livery. Getting some hours on the frame, on the airframe. Bearing in mind it's Eurovision time of year. But you'd be smashing out the Osprey Eurovision routes. I mean, the sounds in this are almost non-existent. I'll probably need some help from somebody who knows properly how to sort out these FTSim sound pack things. Do I need to? Would it be easier if I download Python again so I can just do the auto generation stuff for FTSim? Would that probably be easier, wouldn't it? The heck. They need to get rid of that. That's clearly a bug. Unless it's in here. Actually, it won't be in there, will it? Where would it be? Yeah, I mean, the sound pack is meant to be incredibly good. It doesn't improve the visuals, though. Nasty, nasty visuals. But then the night lighting in this is exceptionally good, to be fair. Siddharth, welcome. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. I hope you're well. Top of descent in 200 and something miles. Gotta keep that heading bug in line, synced with our direction of travel as best as we can. Yeah, that's weird, Yoep. I haven't done that. Unless you mean the threads, Yoep, because there's a New Sky Osprey New Sky admin thread. No, yeah, you're in there. The threads themselves time out when they're not used for a week, so you have to press the little thread icon, and then you should be able to see them all, I think. So that's what I tried to use. I got the sim objects folder. I moved it in with the it was like build.py or something. I don't know. I don't really understand it. I think I need to see the file structure or have it explained by somebody who's done it a number of times, because I'm following the PDF or like the manual for it, but it's not working for me, and I just keep making it delete the MD-80 entirely from the sim, which is all weird. Got to take the dog to the vets tomorrow, and he's still on some medication, but he's got to have x-rays, blood tests, all that sort of stuff. Absolutely, Jordan. As we get nearer to the coast, it becomes even more scenic, to be fair. Bulgaria itself is a lovely, lovely country when we fly around. I'm sure we've done a flight into Varna before. Was it AGSim Scenery, or was it someone else? I'm not entirely... I can't remember. It might have been a freeware scenery, to be fair. High fly, probably not. At least not initially. What I would most likely be doing is something else like Athens to Heathrow. Something like that to try it all out. Peter, welcome. Jordan says he flies a lot into Pristina in the sim. Stunning visuals down the coast there as well. Most of this part of the world is really nice in the sim. And then you venture into the Greek islands as well. Always love exploring those in the flight sim. I think we're pretty much configured already for the top of descent, even though we've got a lot of distance still left to cover before we do reach Todd. Yeah, everything else is pretty much ready to go. At least in the FMS, it's all set. Decision altitudes, we could probably pop that in now as well. I still can't remember if we had if this is LNAV VNAV RMP capable, or if it's LNAV only. We'll change the decision height up here anyway. 2361. Like so. What else? Jordan, good thing is if you're on New Sky, you can do the Greek island tour that we've got created. Oh my god. Got to turn those off, the transfer pumps. And the aux pump after takeoff. Poor aeroplane. That takeoff threw me so much I lost my train of thought entirely. I've missed half of the steps. Don't need those, don't need those. Weather radars set 3° tilt. Three. I think it's more inside the load manager thing, Tony. It's not in there. There aren't really many options inside this. So I think it's more inside the load manager of the MD client, the MaddogX client that you get when you install the aircraft. Pretty sure that comes. It's a way of kind of triggering it, making it disappear, but it's odd because he's kind of there. I don't mind him being there, but why would the captain be there? We're literally in his seat. Maybe, where's the load manager? You know what, I'm not going to mess with it in flight. We'll just have to persevere. 160 miles to top descent. Still got a little way to go. We are passing, what waypoint are we passing now? Well, none in fact. We've got Berlin coming up. What else do we have to do? I don't really think there's much else. We just enjoy the remainder of the cruise. Shall we draw one of the winners, folks? We'll see who's won the first copy of AG Sim's new Burgas Airport scenery Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then we'll leave us with 2 copies left for the rest of the flight today as well. The entries that you've already made will carry through to the other draws if you don't win this first one, so don't worry about entering again, of course. But figured in the middle of the cruise, we did say at the start that we would be flying around, and at some point during the cruise we might trigger a giveaway, so I think now is the time. We're making good progress anyway, to be fair, so I think we're going to be there in no time. Certainly closing in on Bulgaria. I'm not going to confirm the answer, but a winner will be drawn based on the correct answer having been made and entered into the live chat at some point by somebody. So very good luck to those of you who have entered so far. If you haven't, don't worry, because the entry periods will remain open all the way through to touchdown and engine off, so that it gives you time to enter for the next 2 copies that will be given away after this. Courtesy of AG Sim, of course, for giving us these copies to give away to celebrate the release of their new scenery. If you do get drawn as a winner, as a reminder, contact me within 24 hours, britishavgeek1@gmail.com, or via our Discord server to claim your prize, and I will need to see proof your YouTube account is that of the winner as well, usually by means of a link and a screenshot of your splash page for your profile on YouTube, so I can match it up against what I can see on my screen here when a winner is drawn by a Nightbot. 54 eligible entries, you'll be pleased to know, so far. Yeah, that'll do. And the winner is, for the first copy of 3, Lachlan. Congratulations, you've won the first copy of 3. Look at that, actually only entered about 2 minutes ago as well. Good effort. Take a screen grab of that, and I'll take the link for the YouTube page. Do let me know, and we'll get that sorted. You'll need an account on Sim Market for you to be able to download the prize. A big congratulations to you. Here's a question for you, Lachlan. How long have you been a subscriber for, and how many giveaways have you entered so far? We've still got 2 copies left to give away, folks, as well. Don't forget to smash the like button throughout today's live stream. That terrain. Remarkable. Photogrammetry makes such a difference. Veselin, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing. Great to have you with us today. Hope you guys are all enjoying the route Berlin to Burgas. Nice, so fairly recently, Kent to Darwin. It's about 2 or 3 months ago, wasn't it, Lachlan? Great to have you with us. Congratulations for winning. TIN cities. You're going to have to explain what TIN is, Elliot, to people like me who don't understand. Ooh, we have Sophia Radar online, Adam says. We do. It's Veselin, in fact, Sophia Control. Thank you, Veselin. Just subscribe to the channel as well. Thanks for providing us with some ATC on the way in. We've also got Burgas Approach. Mihail, if you're watching, thank you. Triangulated irregular network cities. My God. Don't even know what that is. A new method used in the New Zealand World Update. Oh, so it's the mesh, the photogrammetry mesh, but being much more accurately modelled to a very tighter, narrower distance and margin. Yeah, to be fair, the photogrammetry in the new World Update for New Zealand that we've experienced, the one that actually mothballed Orbex's New Zealand's mesh add-on payware, which we still haven't had anything from. Bearing in mind, it literally is, they've killed the product. But yeah, the New Zealand World Update scenery is just mind-blowingly good, isn't it? The best detail we've seen in a long time. Closing in on Sophia Radar. Still over Romanian airspace at the moment though. Bucharest off to so kind of like the north, sorry, the southeast over that direction. On the horizon somewhere, a couple of 100 miles. We've got about 20 minutes before we get to Bulgarian airspace. 4 more screenshots apparently to put in. Well, minus the winner, so 3 screenshots. Sobel working with agencies to roll this out overall is taken from sensors on low passing aircraft rather than satellite images. My god. That's quite remarkable. So that must be costing Microsoft or Asobo a vast sum of money to be able to get that data. Bearing in mind they're basically getting, like, you know when Google Maps drive the car down your street with the little camera on it, and you always try and do something stupid to get on Google forever. They're basically doing that, but with planes for cities around the world for Microsoft Flight Simulator, purely for MSFS. That's quite remarkable. I didn't know they were going to that level of depth. It shows you how good this sim is, and how good it is yet to become as well. Let's do a little bit of polishing. So 131225. 131225. We can pre-tune that ready. Yeah, sounds are the biggest disappointment with this aeroplane. The near silence in flight for a 90 quid add-on, but the visuals below Romania looking stunning. Interesting. So the only reason why we didn't get that with Hawaii's update was due to weather. It will follow in an update when it's complete. Exactly, living on a player. So thinking there that one of his favourite things about Microsoft Flight Simulator is the photogrammetry, the visuals, the mesh improvements to things like the world updates. Still doesn't feel like it's reached its full potential, and it's already awesome. Cluj-Napoca. Yeah, that is one of the routes that has been voted for, to be fair. We should probably do it at some point. Doc's heard the same thing as well. Hawaii photogrammetry improvement. Weather delayed. Will be delivered in the next update. The next sim update or the next world update. It's all discussed at length by Jorge, including the technology behind it on the last dev stream. I missed that completely. To be honest, outside of running my own streams and doing the content that I've produced for you guys, I've pretty much maxed out on time, so I get very little time to very little time to kind of sort, or, you know, tune into dev streams and all that sort of stuff. Andy's saying, do you know if you'll be able to buy the updated Dreamliner, or will you need the premium deluxe version for it? That's a question I'm not sure of the answer to be honest. One would assume that you just have to have Premium Deluxe. I would love that as well, Ian. Flying through cloud and actually seeing the wing disappear within the cloud, and then cut back out after. That would be quite unique. Very realistic as well. Look at that below. Stunning. It's weird though that we're flying, it's kind of with no engine noise, even at the back. It just sounds like we're in a glider, a 90 quid glider. Sadly, I've never thought Premium Deluxe is worth upgrading for if you've got any other version of the sim. Don't forget as well, you have the 747-8 improved in the next avionics update. But I appreciate it doesn't give you a Dreamliner. At the same time though, in the near future we've got the A330 and the PMDG 777 coming, so you might be able to just hold off with that itch for the long haulers and just use the 747-8 for a little while perhaps. But I've always said that the Premium Deluxe upgrade if you're going from standard or deluxe versions, is nowhere near worth the money. So, especially now, because you've got things like Heathrow and JFK and all these mega sceneries that have been created in exceptionally exquisite details, kind of rendering most of Premium Deluxe entirely useless, except for the fact now that they're working on improvements to the Dreamliner, probably because they know that most of us are a bit frustrated with the fact Premium Deluxe hasn't offered us anything, or doesn't offer us anything anymore. I mean, I didn't even get the discount for the ATR because they bugged out the marketplace when they first pressed the Go Live button on the sale of the ATR, so I paid the full price of £16, but I still think it is worth every penny. I mean, I'd have happily paid 30 quid for the ATR, I think. Being totally honest with you guys. How we're doing on the charts up front. Closing in. 80 miles to top of descents. Brian, good afternoon. So what we're going to do is we're going to click that to refresh the card to the landing data. J-Lust, yeah, not really sure to be totally honest. It's hard to work out, isn't it? With the Salty and the Heavy Division mods, maybe the Heavy Division mod might fizzle away unless they begin to kind of just focus on creating a 787-9. Salty Sim, who knows? I'd like to think they would be able to take the new 747-8 and then work to improve it from there. Andy says they said they're going to refund people who were dudded on the ATR. I'm not too fussed about the refund, to be totally honest. In effect, it's £5, but it's £5 that Asobo can then spend on improving the sim in another way. At least that's how I've kind of, in my head, I've kind of resolved it. The VORs have just gone active. Wow, 150 miles away. My goodness. Elliot, thank you, buddy. Great to have you on board. Really appreciate you joining as a channel member. Make sure you head to our Discord server as well and link your YouTube account to Discord. It'll give you access into our club lounge. Tony, have a good one. And yeah, I've seen the email actually. Thank you very much. I'll have a little bit more of a closer look over the next couple of days. Lachlan's just purchased the BA146 today. Can't wait to give it a go. I may fly out of Burgas. There you go, it's a bit of a reminder of our affiliate link for Contrail. No one else does them, bizarrely. But yeah, you can buy all your add-ons that you usually would buy anyway at no extra cost via that link, and it will then help support the stream with a very small bit of commission. If you are purchasing on Contrail for the first time, there is also a code on my community tab. A post from a couple of months ago now, I can't remember where, roughly around January time I think, with a code on there which will give you discount on your Contrail purchase. And I know some people have used that to make a big purchase of a couple of £100, use the code to take 10% off, and then it also earns me 5% kind of like a commission to say thanks for referring you guys to Contrail. Contrail is very similar to Orbex in the way it all works. Lars, who creates it, he's also the person behind 29 Palms Scenery Design. He hand tests every single add-on that goes onto Contrail for the purpose of trying to have really good high quality add-ons on there. There are some other ones as well to have that diversity of the product range, so like the FSS Embraer, those sort of things as well, the Latin VFR. Airbus aircraft, which are all aimed at a very different type of simmer and an entirely different scenario. But Andrew, hello. I've tried taking off from Bali since upgrading your computer. Oh, have I tried taking off from Bali since upgrading my computer? The scenery with the mountains and the volcano is spectacular. It's worth checking out. I'll add some screenshots I took into Discord. Very nice. Yeah, you know what? I don't think we've flown from Bali. Not at least for a little while, anyway. So perhaps that could be factored in to the next few streams in the next few weeks. On Saturday or Sunday, we'll be doing a stream. Not sure if on either or both days. We'll be figuring out what to do on those. And those will be the streams for the week. We do need to figure out what to do tomorrow, actually. Not tomorrow. Saturday or Sunday. Whoa. Scary beeps. Sophia radar. Sophia Control, good afternoon, Euroshotter 6132, flight level 350 in Van Bulen.
Eurocharter 6132, Sophia Control, identified. You're cleared Ascena for Delta, arrival for the RMP approach, runway 04. When ready, start descent flight level 150.
I cleared Ascena for Delta arrival, RNAV 04 approach, and when ready, descend flight level 150 for Eurochatter 6132.
Flammagera 981, fully ready for departure.
Flammagera 981, winds at Sofia, 150 degrees at 13 knots, runway 09, clear for takeoff, report airborne.
Clear for takeoff, report airborne, Flammagera 981.
We'll check the nav data here. So Senna flight level 206, Bulen flight level 350, BG 361 at 10,000 feet. Bidfo 8635. BG 365. That's pretty much on trend there, to be fair. I'm going to do Bidfo at maybe like 6,000. 7,000. Just going to manually fiddle the data here, just to bring that top of descent forwards a little bit more, make it rerun the data, the figures, and we're going to now go to the flight control panel, and we're going to do 150, which is what we've been told, when ready descend to, so it doesn't mean we need to go straight in, bosh, and get that descent active, just giving us the option of when we reach top of descent, we're cleared for our descent, which is imminent anyway, less than 20 miles now. So, destination weather, we need to obtain that. I'll obtain it via the METAR command.
Flammagera 981, passing 2,700.
In the live chat, thanks Lachlan.
Flammagera 981, Sofia Control, radar contact. Proceed direct Ixuko, climb flight level 270.
Direct Ixuko, continue climb flight level 230.
We've got ATIS online as well, so if we can click up here and go to Vatsim ATIS LBBG, so you can see the ATIS information at Burgas as well. So information kilo, RMP approach 04, transition level 130, runway 04, touchdown zone 080 at 12 knots, QNH 1022. So up here, we need to make sure we've set that to the correct pressure, 1022, and also make sure we've got airport elevation set, which is 135, which is about there. Minimums are set as well. Let's see, that's all good. We're going to arm this now. FMS speed 150. VNAV level As we start to reach top of descent now, it's going to go to VNAV track. Or VNAV path, VNAV descent. Can't remember what it displays as. 1022. BG 385 max 250 knots. Hopefully that works. Invalid entry. Is it minus 250? Slash. Trying to work out invalid entry, so we'll go 250 minus slash. Okay, we'll do 250 slash invalid entry. We'll do 240, 11, 700. See what it gives us. Okay, well that works. How weird. Bidfo had a max speed of 220. So 220 slash 7000. There's an issue with the nav data there, which is why you always got to check the data. We're into VNAV descent already. So it's handling the auto throttle and the descent for us. Quite a quick rate of descent though, look at that. 4,000 odd foot per minute, my god. We'll execute that. We had medium auto brake set for the touchdown. We want to make sure we've tuned into Burgas approach 1251. Ah, bloody pilot's chest.
Bravo, Victor X-ray 124, contact Burgas approach frequency 125.10, bye bye.
There we are.
125.1 for Osprey 124, thank you very much, bye bye.
Weird, isn't it, when you think about it, Doc? That Airbus works slightly differently on descent, yet does everything else in such an automated way.
Climb Bulgarian 981, climb flight level 270.
Continue climb flight level
5130,
270,
what have we got now? So reset those. We'll set the new bugs for descent. There we go. Rad out is set. Radios are set. Wing engine anti-ice not required. FCP set as required. Pressurization set. Approach and missed approach is briefed. We did that a little earlier on. But if you are wondering and or just tuning in, we'll be flying this as Senna 4 Delta arrival. We've just set those speed constraints there so the aircraft actually respects them, because it had this slight discrepancy with the data there, and then we're going to configure around via LTOG max 220 knots, 4,000 feet for the RMP approach runway 04. Last little bit of that will turn the auto thrust off and the autopilot like the Boeing. And we'll make sure that we are descending and flying it ourselves. That was weird. The displays there look like they froze. Bit weird. For the missed approach procedure though, we're going to be climbing runway heading straight out to 1,600 feet with a maximum speed of 220 knots with a right turn back to the Burgas VOR 112.0 to join the hold at 4,000 feet and then climb to 5,000 feet in holding or as directed, which is that dashed line there. Minimums down the bottom. I've gone for just the LNAV approach here. So
6132, contact Burgas approach, frequency 125.10, bye bye.
Contact Burgas approach 125.1 for Eurocharter 6132. Thanks to the ATC. Bye. What do we have? Kilo. Formation Kilo. Burgas approach, good afternoon. Eurocharter 6132 is inbound information Kilo, Center 4 Delta, descending flight level 220 for flight level 150.
Eurocharter 6132, good day. Burgas approach identified, continue descent to flight level 130.
Continue descent flight level 130 for Eurocharter 6132. There's the giveaway question still if you've not entered so far. MPS Gaming, good afternoon.
Osprey 124, continue descent altitude 4,000 feet.
Continue descent altitude 4,000 feet, Osprey 124.
Lachlan, yeah.
Eurocharter 6132, continue descent to altitude 8,000 feet, QNH 1022.
8,000 feet, QNH 1022, Eurocharter 6132. Literally descending on idle now, or drift down as it's called in this, I think. Literally even referred to it as that in here. Was it drift down to 18,000 feet, through 18,000 feet, 235 knots, which is not actually really targeted, to be fair. Got arm 180 ready. Closing in very quickly now on the airfield.
Stand 2542, final
Speed.
track, runway 04.
Post landed 2542, roger, clear to land runway 04, wind 080 degrees, 12 knots.
Clear to land, runway 04, Lufthansa 2542.
Done well to get that far ahead. Our altitude is going to increase as we start to dial in the local QNH, being standard pressure 1013, that local pressure 1022 means we're going to be slightly higher on the pressure altitude.
Out to 3,000, Osprey 124.
Eurocharter 6132, continue descent to 4,000 feet.
Continue descent 4,000 feet, Eurocharter 6132. Keeping an eye on that there because there's an altitude constraint there, so I'm going to need to use a bit of spoilers. Help slow the aeroplane down, manage the speed. Max speed of 250 knots for us here. Watching that just trickle down. We'll go to local pressure now, 1022, as we bounce across through the local pressure altitudes. And I'm going to pop that back onto takeoff mode. disarmed. Jolly good. I'm going to flick this to about 12. Actually 8 will be nice. We'll leave it on 8 because that way we'll get a little bit of flap extension to flap 8 with dialer flap, and then flaps extending a little further. Ooh. Sim froze up a little bit there. I'm going to hide that yoke because it is really distracting. You can't see the nav display.
Zero Charter 6132, proceed direct to Bravo Golf 363.
Direct Bravo Golf 363, Euro Charter 6132. Bit of spoilers again. And I'm actually going to get rid of the music now. Through 10,000 feet, it's going to get really busy in this, even though we can't hear very much. We're going to pop the seatbelt signs on, landing gear, nose lights on, check the other lights, they're all good, that's all set. Takeoff mode is active. Through 10,000 as well, we're going to pop the auxiliary and transfer hydraulic on. 240.
2542, welcome to
Slat
Burgas.
extension.
Continue Charlie Alpha to stand number 10.
Alpha Charlie, sorry, Charlie Alpha to stand 10, stand to 2542.
Australia 124, cleared for RMP runway 04, report on final track. Cleared RMP 04 and will cover Australia 124.
Not far to go now at all. Hopefully you guys have really enjoyed today. Got 2 more of those prizes left to give away for AGSim's new Burgas Airport scenery. Check the overhead panel, that looks all fine still. Engine ignition say on both for the arrival. I forgot to turn that off actually after takeoff again. It's almost silent. Yet on the outside we're kind of getting that drift down still. Heading into the Black Sea coastal city of Burgas. Further north by about 100 odd nautical miles, maybe a little further actually to be fair, I'd have to calculate it, that's a proper estimation. Varna, another AG Sim scenery. Quite a bit of cloud actually ahead of us.
Opera 124, clear to land runway 04, wind 080 degrees, 15 knots.
This livery, by the way, is available on FlyTheMaddogX. It was created by Aterium liveries.
Continue descent to 3,000 feet.
Continue descent to 3,000 feet, Euro Charter 6132. Silence again. Weird, isn't it? It's freaky. Freaky quiet.
Euro Charter 6132, proceed direct to LTOG.
Direct LTOG, Euro Charter 6132. Another direct 2. LTOG, confirm that's correct. That's now at the top. Execute. We have a bit of spoilers again just to help out because we are flying a bit of a steep descent here today into Burgas.
Lufthansa 2542 on stand.
Look at that.
Thanks very much for the ATC.
Lufthansa 2542, the flight plan is closed. Thank you, flying to Burgas. See ya.
See ya.
Not sure what airfield that is there. Possibly a military aerodrome. Start to add some flaps. Flaps 8.
6132 cleared for RMP approach runway 04. Report on final track.
Cleared RMP 04 and report final track. Eurocharter 6132. Look at that, beautiful. Really nice. There's the coast, and there is the airport. Wow, it's quite a steep turn. Final turn, 039. Extend the flaps a bit more.
Altitude. 2500.
Burgas approach, good afternoon, Bulgarian 9A1.
So I didn't
on
arm the 3000, so it's just tried to kill us.
Level 130.
5 981 dollar, then
Where's my
Burgas
charts?
approach identified.
1-7.
Continue direction clear Tiktuk for Delta RMP approach runway 04. When ready, descend to altitude
Get down.
10,000 feet by QNH at Burgas.
Send the flaps a bit more.
1022.
Clear Xuku for Delta for
That's set.
RMP runway 04, contain descent 10,000 feet,
Wait for
QNH
flaps.
Burgas 1022.
Confirm
Bulgarian
down.
9A1.
And 5 Bulgarian 981. When ready, proceed direct to LTOC.
Direct LTOC 9A1.
Hold on a second, we've got an issue here. Kill the auto thrust. For some reason the power had gone to idle. There we go. That's weird. Eurocharter 6132 final.
Eurocharter 6132, roger, reduce to minimum approach speed and expect late landing clearance.
Autopilot.
Reduce final approach speed and expect late landing clearance. Eurocharter 6132. Something doesn't feel right with this again. So I've turned autopilot off because the auto thrust has gone a bit weird. It kind of locked our auto throttle into idle, which is weird. Not had that before. Just sorting out the speed a little bit here and the trim for the descent. Down here I've got to flick that switch. That is armed. It's balked us a little bit here, but we've got time to get it back. BG768 is where we want to be at 1,700 feet per minute. So we are on target actually for that. Speed's almost just flying off.
Osprey 124, continue Delta Hotel Alpha to stand number 15.
We've got a 25 knot crosswind.
Continue Delta Hotel Alpha.
So we're pointing that direction. We're actually flying over there.
Eurocharter 6132, free speed, clear to land runway 04, wind 080 degrees, 15 knots.
Clear land runway 04, Eurocharter 6132. You guys want that up. Make sure I haven't got any other faults and issues. Okay. Leave the flight directors off for now as well. A bit better. Recycle them. $37. Kind of targeting where that little bug is right at the bottom. That's going to give us plus 10 on final approach. It's gusting and variable winds coming in over the coast, so I'd say about an 8 to 10 knot crosswind, but it is variable and it is gusting upwards of that, and then it just disappears and tails off again, making it quite variable and a bit challenging. So constant throttle and pitch changes.
10,000 feet from
Yeah.
Burgas,
Which is why I've gone for the plus 10.
Continue descent 3,000 feet.
Continue down 3,000 from Burgas 1.
It's proper weird, isn't it, Jeff? Super quiet. Gear down 3 green, flap set 40 and blue for land. We've armed the reverse, so the auto brake. I'm using like almost 50% thrust just to try and hold the altitude. There goes another gust and an extra 10 knots crosswind.
200.
Wow, and then it's just dropped off again. Woo!
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Oh, keen on the flare.
10.
Hold, hold, hold. Oh, that was hard on the... That was messy on the nose wheel. I mean, the rudder feels entirely different to what I've experienced with this before. There's the windsock.
60 knots. Reverse lights out.
Look at that. Yeah, 294 though, it's not bad. But it's the nose wheel that's slammed down there. And this is vacating at Delta.
Bulgarian 981, continue descent to altitude 2,000 feet.
Continue down 2,000.
Probably
from
realistic for
981.
European air charter, AGSim says. I'll take that. It's not easy to fly this at the best of times. Certainly not with a gusty crosswind. Ooh, some interesting textures there on the taxiway. That looks a bit weird. Don't think they're meant to look like that. Right, where are we? Pop that on there. Get rid of that. Bring the flaps up.
Bulgarian 981, cleared for the RMP approach, runway 04.
Set those off.
Report on final track.
Clear for RMP approach runway 04. We'll report final.
And we'll put the
Burgas
APU
981.
on.
Euro Charter 6132, welcome to Burgas Airport. Continue via Delta right on Hotel Alpha Stand 13.
Continue Delta right Hotel Alpha Stand 13. Euro Charter 6132. Thanks. Nicely done. I think this has potential to be my worst score on New Sky yet. The takeoff was pretty messy as well. I don't think I've hacked or got the hang of flying this in challenging situations like crosswinds. But the rudder inputs felt very dramatic to me, which is rare. Here we go, our first look at AG Sim's new Burgas Airport. Scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator, available on all good flight sim stores. Taxiway textures on Delta looked a little bit messy though. But some of the scenery though, from what we can see taxiing towards the terminal, looked pretty good. We've been given stand 13, so let's prep that ramp. Got no custom GSX profile for this, unfortunately, so we are just using GSX default. Stefano, welcome. Mark, fair enough. I've had some shocking experiences lately of bad touchdowns, bad flights just in general. It's a very nice approach though, wasn't it? Right, after landing, flaps up, speed brake has been retracted, auto brake is, we'll reset that down here to the off position, and it's disarmed as well anyway. Transponders set as required, POS strobe lights onto POS landing lights off, nose lights remain on, APU starting.
One final track.
Bulgarian 981,
And
launch
APU
runway
air
04,
on.
wind 080
Engine ignition mode
correction 15.
off, start pump off.
Clear to land
APU
runway 04
buses
flight
are
Bulgarian
available.
981.
We'll just pop them onto a quick reset as we creep. Weather radar off. And we need our taxi charts to work out where we're meant to be parking. Where is stand 13? Parking stands. Oh, okay, epic. It's literally almost the stand. I think it is the stand that I took the screenshot on for the stream. We'll have a good little explore of this scenery when we do park up, but the initial sort of view of it looks quite nice. Nice cracked tarmac textures. What have we got here around us as well? Look at that. Also tyre and rubber scrubbing, which look good. And the terminal building looks quite nice as well from here. Touchdown on the top 294, no bounces, 1.29G, which actually seems quite nice. In the touchdown zone quite nicely as well, on the centre line according to that. We will see. There's the animated flags. Doc says maybe change the turbulence setting into low is better, because the realistic one gives you unrealistic wind shear. Even the METAR didn't say any gusts or variable winds. It's a good shout actually. Maybe we'll do that when we park. Stand 17. There's the arrivals. Put your head out. Say hello. What stand is this? 15. I mean, the big clue actually is where all the equipment is parked up there, to be fair. With that in mind, we will pop the nose lights off prior to parking. Stand 14. APU's generating some power. And we've got one on approach now. That windsock. Become a bit more of a headwind now though. Trying to watch his landing as we turn on to stand as well, bit of multitasking. Let's fly in Bulgaria. Following the arc of the yellow line. Yellow lines need a bit of work. Weird kind of texture mesh things going on there, which is a bit weird.
Continue Charlie right on Alpha, stand 14.
Charlie Alpha, stand 14, Fly Bulgaria 981.
Gentle on the brakes. There we go. Almost bang on 00. I need to change the setting to disappear. Make the sort of numbers and figures disappear now though. Okay, so parked up. We're going to put trans off, aux off. Adam, you have to press end flight. Engine shut off levers. Off. Aircraft services, ground, no chocks. That'll do. And then beacon lights, anti-collision lights off. GSX, request deboarding. And pumps. Oops. Oh, I've just killed the APU. Oh, it's still on. Just got it off and back on in time. Should be opening various doors now. There we are, it is. Good to see. There we are. Flying Bulgaria parked up next to an Osprey as well. It's great to see. Passenger bus is zooming along the apron to come and get us. And we need to generate our score on New Sky and pick 2 more winners. So, let's go onto window capture mode. There you go, you should now see New Sky. This is likely to be my worst score ever. So, close the flight. Oh! Great touchdown apparently. I'll take that. And we made a slight profit as well, 4,247. Open rear exit. Epic actually wants us to do the aft stairs. Need to put the hydraulics back on here. I know I've got New Sky still up. Just trying to sort this out. There we go. Yeah, off centerline takeoff. Yeah, that was my awful takeoff. Not 30 meters from centerline though, that's nonsense. We were airborne at that point. Oh well, maybe not. Maybe we were on the ground. Yeah, 8.5 was the score mark. Not my worst, not my best. There's the stairs. The MD-82. Watch the punters come off. I think they come off the rear as well. Yes, here we go. Obviously, it has native support for the MD-82, MD-83 and MD-88 in GSX. So we get passengers disembarking front and rear on the aeroplane. One of its unique features as well, to be fair. Shall we have a little look while they're all getting off at the scenery? As you can see at the distance over there, it's kind of on a hill, 100 and something feet above ground level, above sea level for the airport elevation. Interesting, the windsock over there is pointing in that direction. The windsock over there is pointing in that direction, so that's a problem. One of those is fixed. That one I'm going to say is broken. Yeah, because then you've got another windsock over there pointing in an entirely different direction. Little things that need to be checked before people release the sceneries. Otherwise, that is kind of nitpicking, but windsocks are incredibly important. One of the most important things when you're operating around a runway, because you're looking at the windsock for a guide of where the wind is coming from and the rough estimation of the wind speed and direction as well, and gusts. So, as silly as it seems, kind of nitpicking that, it is an important feature that needs to be sorted out and you know, needs to be fixed. It's a cool little cabin. Nice detail actually, to the point where you can see the rope tied up nicely knotted on the hook. Very cool. I assume that's like a maintenance shed or something. Let's go and have a little look. We'll work away from the far side, work back. There's the coast, there's the Black Sea. Lazaros Kalispera. Not expecting an inside. I don't think there is an internal element to the scenery. Again, it's never really required. We've become a bit weirdly obsessed with interiors. Nice detail around here. I think it's the old terminal. Couple of military trucks as well, some default Sobo airside land vehicles there. It looks to be like the frame of an old sort of aircraft shelter. Been ripped off. Interesting. Just nothing doors, so I assume, yeah, it's just going to be empty. We'll have a look at this at night time as well, of course. What else have we got? Beautiful backdrop with the coast. So nothing custom that side, which is fine. Otherwise it'd be Burgas plus city, so city and airport. This is looking very nice. Mr. Puff and Flight Viewer, welcome. Got a newer element of the terminal here as well, and the control tower there. The animated flags that we mentioned were present in the scenery description for this, on the kind of like the sales page of the scenery. A couple of taxis parked up. That's quite nice. Cool backdrop. Look at that. Especially with the MD-80 off in the background. And the world's fastest passenger bus. We'll have a quick peek through here. Again, yeah, no interior. Again, they don't pretend like there is one, so that's fine. very shiny chrome bits on the side of those canopies. Control tower. Again, no interior. I do like to see a bit of control, a nice control tower at times. To be fair, yeah, that's interesting. The Bulgarian flag. Is orientated entirely incorrectly. White is meant to be at the top. It's meant to be a horizontal flag. It's meant to be white, green and red. So that needs to be orientated in an entirely different way. Yeah, very weird. But if you're going to put a flag in, it's got to be done correctly. Because otherwise you even risk causing offence. Or even showing a flag for an entirely different nation, as is the case in some countries where they share similar colours and designs of a flag, yet then it just orientated slightly differently. Mikhail, hello! Time fly by. Wow, 20 months thanks to the ongoing support. Nice new terminal though, look at that. For a design piece. No interior though. Again. But nice complex detail on the outside of the model. Been with us for 20 months now, appreciate it, Mikhail. Let's have a look at some of these signs. And they've kind of made the effort of showing the road signs, which is great, and the pay station, but they put the flag in entirely the wrong orientation, which is a bit weird. AGSim, if you are watching, something I'd imagine you can fix fairly easily. I would definitely recommend you do that. It's the sort of thing people can get offended about. Big power station for the airport. Big whopper of a chimney. But otherwise nice, isn't it? What we've identified so far are small tweaks and changes. The windsocks need to be animated to show the correct wind direction and gust strengths. The flag needs orientating to be the correct direction of travel, the correct orientation as well. That's important. Can't do it, then remove it. Don't put the wrong flag on or orientate it the wrong way. Imagine putting the if it was a US scenery and you put the US flag upside down, for example. Raise a couple of questions, wouldn't it? Huge fuel farm, very nicely detailed. We do have an A310 Paradiski. And a big radio tower there. Huge mast, look at that. Nicely detailed. There's a lot to this scenery, to be fair. A lot of very nice things about it. We don't need an interior, it doesn't have one. One question though is night lighting, because they've said that they've made custom night lighting to enhance the realism. And the cargo area there as well. Some of the builders do look a bit generic, but as part of the wider package, it looks okay. Yeah, or government in distress, Andy, as well. But that's kind of the point I'm trying to make, though, is if you orientate the flag the wrong way, you can cause offence without intending to. Let's go to night time. Let's go to sunset, because it's always a lovely time of day. So I wonder. So this is one curious thing that I have actually. Is a bit of a question. Very nice. Look at that apron lighting. Wow. Big blue taxiway lights up there, illuminating the edges of the taxiways. Apron lighting looks quite good. Living on a player, it's a widget which allows you to view the ATIS of an airport you are flying to or from. This is a query that I have. I'm going to look at this sign as I turn the daylight back. Because I think the way that the textures have been done for the lights are keeping them on, if that makes sense. So I don't think there's like an on or off. Just keep an eye on the actual intensity of the lights, or the signs. Yeah, so it's basically an emissive that's always on, look. Daylight, nighttime, dusk. The light stays the same. Look at me identifying all these little things. Go back to live time. Again, no big deal though, is it really? Let's face it. DC6 for Profits Paradisky is shockingly bad. It was also never used, so we deleted the DC6 off our virtual airline, sadly, because it was used once or twice, crashed by many, and it was just more of a headache than it was worth having. Have a little advertisement boards. Fun games in city centre. Bit of a random sign to put on there. I feel like they're very generic. Ah yes, look. AGSim. Oh, that one's comical. That one I'd get rid of. It's a bit weird. Fun games in city centre. Don't get it. I don't know. Bit weird. Otherwise, a very nice bit of scenery. What we've identified realistically are very small tweaks in what is otherwise quite a nice package for about 15 quid. Right, let's pick two winners. There's this little cafe area I want to have a look at as well. I'll have a flat white or a matcha latte. You do them. It's basically an average scenery at an average price. It's certainly quite nice for what you get, what you pay. Taxiway paint markings, they need fixing, look. So that, plus windsocks, plus the Bulgarian flag are the only things really that we've been able to identify for this. This is not bad at all realistically, is it? It's actually a very nice scenery in what is a beautiful location. A very nice country. Two more copies then to give away. We've already given away one to Lachlan, who's been in touch via Discord. So I shall get that sorted in some point in the near future. Lachlan, congratulations to you winning that first copy. We've had a bit of a handful of a flight today in this European Air Charter MD-82. Let's draw two more winners then. Good luck to everybody who has taken part. Thank you to everyone who's hit like so far today during the stream. Our next winner, winning a copy of this lovely Burgas Airport scenery by AGSim is Matan. Congratulations to you if you are still watching. Make sure you get in touch, BritishAvGeek1@gmail.com or directly via Discord. Make sure you screenshot your YouTube account and send me a link to it as well so I can have a little look, make sure that the accounts match up to how what I've got on my screen here. And we have one more copy to give away. Who's it going to be? Thank you as well to AGSim for offering us the opportunity to have a first look review and a live flight in today and the giveaway. 3 copies is very generous, certainly not necessary. Really generous of him to offer that though. Look at that, it's a very cool scenery, isn't it? Final winner then, again 24 hours to contact me. make sure you do claim it. And that winner is the Flying Panda. Congratulations, channel members won for the last of the 3 copies. To balance it out, thank you very much to all of you guys for flying along, watching wherever you are in the world and taking part. And big thank you to our ATC at Berlin Brandenburg, Philip. Very much thank you to you, Berlin Ground. And our ATC into Burgas as well, Sophia Control and Burgas Approach. Big thank you to everybody tuning in, hitting like, hitting subscribe. Hope you guys have had a good couple of hours this afternoon with me here for our flight in the Mad Dog. Saturday or Sunday we'll be flying again. Haven't quite decided where yet though, or in what. We'll work it out. Possibly the ATR again. Why not? Might be a bit fun. Those of you who are in green in the live chat, help me decide over in Discord in the channels section, and we'll get something worked out as well once we've confirmed a date. It'll either be Saturday or Sunday, not sure which. I'll be looking to kind of sort that out tomorrow whilst the dog's at the vets, I'm sure. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. The link for this AGSim Burgas Airport scenery is in the description, so if you've not won today, fear not, just click the link in the description down below and you'll be able to purchase a copy via Contrail. £15 UK money, including tax. Quite reasonable for what you get in a lovely part of the world that you might not yet have explored. As always, thanks for watching, folks. And I'll see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow, in fact. I'll see you in a few days. Enjoy the rest of the week, the final little bit of the week. Thanks for watching. Take care.